Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to Mr. Calhoun's room. We are not able to be in school right now. We all have to be at home, so we're going to do this carpet time together, even though you're not in the room with me. So what I'm going to do is pretend that you're here. I brought all kinds of friends over. Now, are these real friends? I think I'm going to pretend that these are our real friends, but these are our stuffed animals. So sometimes it's okay to pretend because we're getting lonely. We're not allowed out of the house, so we can maybe talk to our stuffed animal friends and really have a good time. Oh, I see someone here who's not a stuffed animal. Bowling Ball, why are you here? Oh, Mr. Bowling Ball wants to join our group. Is that okay? Yeah, of course, Bowling Ball, you're welcome. I'm glad you're joining our carpet time this morning. So we are going to have a good time. We're going to start off with our song. What song? Eeyore, what song do you want to hear? Oh, Eeyore says he wants to hear Down by the Bay. So, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go. Did you ever see a llama kissing his mama down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother would say, listen, did you ever see a bear without any hair down by the bay? Where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother would say, listen, did you ever see a dog playing with the frog down by the bay? Great singing, boys and girls. Fantastic. And now, it is time for our purple binder. But guess what? My purple binder is at school and I can't get to it, so we're going to have to just pretend that this is purple. Maybe I could find something purple. And we are going to do our purple binder work without the binder. So we are going to start with our rhyming words. Oh, first, why do we do our purple binder? That's right, we do our purple binder so we can learn how to read. All right, I'm going to say 2 words, you're going to say the words, and if they rhyme, give me a thumbs up. If they don't rhyme, give me a thumbs down. All right, my turn first, and then your turn. Dirt, shirt. Good job, thumbs up. Those 2 words rhyme. Less, will. Nope, those don't rhyme. Bird, 4. No, they tried to trick us. Those don't rhyme. Money, honey. Good job. Those words rhyme. Oh, it looks like we have a visitor joining us. Little house cat. And CB. Nice job. Those 2 words rhyme. Now, we are going to do our beginning sound. Remember, we punch out our beginning sound. So I'll go first, and then you repeat after me. Paint. Nice job on that p sound. Near. Very good job. Mom. Nice. Find. Good, that's a tough sound to make. Room. Good job. Now we are going to take a word and say it slow and then smack it together. So my turn first and then your turn. See. He. E, me. W, E, we. And B, E, B. Nice job on blending those phonemes or putting those words together. Oh, it's time for the roller coaster. Everybody get your roller coaster out. Oh, this is exciting. Go, vroom. Here we go. So we're going to stop at the middle sound this time. So here we go. I'll go first, and then it's your turn. Mat, ah. Nice job on that ah sound. Hen, eh. Nice job. Sit, it. Top, ah. That's right, ah, just like you're at the dentist. And out, ow. Oh, I don't like how they did that word. Oh, because I read the word wrong. Let's try that one again. Cut, Nice job on that sound. All right, our first page of the purple binder. Now, instead of blending the sounds, we're going to take it apart. So I'm going to go first, and then it's going to be your turn. Hey, a. Say, a. Day, d, a. Way, w, a. And pay, p, a. Oh, now we're going to add a phoneme, or we're going to add a sound to the beginning of the word. Everybody say O. If we add a G to the beginning, we have go. Everybody say I. If we add a H to the beginning, we have hi. Everybody say A. If we add D to the beginning, we have day. Everybody, oh, here's my favorite sound. Everybody say ooh. If we add Y to the beginning, we have you. Everybody say E. If we add S to the beginning, we have see. Oh, now instead of adding a sound at the beginning of the word, we are going to take it away. So everybody say may. If we take away the we're left with a. Everybody say we. Nice job. If we take away the w, we're left with e. Everybody say tie. If we take away the t, we're left with I. Everybody say low. If we take away the l, we're left with o. Oh, and here's a great place. Everybody say zoo. If we take away the z, we're left with ooh. Oh, I love that sound. Ooh. Oh, now we're going to change our beginning sound. So we're going to make all kinds of rhyming words. Everybody say go. If we change the g to a s, we have so. Everybody say so. If we change the s to a n, we have no. Everybody say no. If we change the n to a l, we have low. And everybody say low. If we change the l to a t, we have toe. And everybody say toe. If we change the t back to a g, we have go. Nice job. Very, very good. All right. We are going to do our nursery rhyme now. Oh, this is one of my favorite nursery rhymes. It is called The Itsy Bitsy Spider. Oh, look at the nice handwriting on this. I had a friend help me out writing the Itsy Bitsy Spider on this beautiful paper for us. The Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the Itsy Bitsy Spider climbed up the spout again. This is really neat. Look at these two words. I wonder why those two words are red. Let's say these words. Spout, out. Does anybody have an idea why these two words are red? Yeah, because they rhyme. So they were put the same color because they rhyme. And let's look at these two. Now, we say this word a little bit differently, but we have rain, and I'm going to say it nice and proper, again. Look at rain and again. Those end in the same sound. Those rhyme. Oh, I wonder if we could do our Itsy Bitsy Spider doing our hand movements. Do you remember that? Some of us do. So it's kind of tricky. You got to get your hands like this. So let's try it. The Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the spout again. Nice job. Very nice work. Oh, we have one of my favorite stories for today. But you know what? We need to get up and move a little bit. We need to get up and move. So everybody stand up. Let's stretch out a little bit. And we need to think of a way that we could move our body. Let me think if I hear any good answers. Oh, somebody said marching. That is fantastic. So let's everybody stand up. Well, they're trying to stand up, but I know you can stand up. All right, so marching. Let's do it like this. Oh, and we have a visitor with us. Maybe she wants to march also. My body marches over the ocean. My body marches over the sea. My body marches over the ocean. So bring back my body to me. What's another way we could move our body? Oh, I heard somebody say spin. All right, but we have to be careful. We have to control our bodies. All right, here we go. My body spins over the ocean. My body spins over the sea. My body spins over the ocean. So bring back my body to me. All right, let's do one more. Let's wait for a good... somebody said we can fly. All right, let's try that. My body flies over the ocean. My body flies over the sea. My body flies over the ocean. So bring back my body to me. Whew, that was good flying and spinning and marching. And now, it is time for one of my favorite stories. This story is by William Steig. And he's written a lot of books. One of the books you might know that he has written, and you might not even know it's a book. He wrote a book called Shrek. Has anybody heard of Shrek? Yeah, it was a movie, and I think there were a couple different Shrek movies, but this is a guy who wrote that book. Here's a different book he wrote called Sylvester and the Magic Pebble. I said Pebble? Sylvester and the Magic Pebble, written and illustrated by William Steig. Oh, looks like he's a donkey and he's got something in his hand there. Sylvester Duncan lived with his mother and father at Acorn Road in Oatsdale. One of his hobbies was collecting pebbles of unusual shapes and colors. One rainy Saturday during vacation, he found a quite extraordinary one. Extraordinary means different and awesome and amazing. It was flaming red and shiny and perfectly round like a marble. And he was studying this remarkable pebble. He began to shiver, probably from the excitement. And the rain felt cold on his back. I wish it would stop raining, he said. And to his great surprise, the rain stopped. Now, it didn't stop gradually or slowly like rain usually does. It ceased. The drops vanished on the way down, and the clouds disappeared, and everything was dry, and the sun was shining as if the rain had never existed. I see some great listening. All of his young life, Sylvester had never had a wish gratified so quickly. It struck him that magic must be at work, and he guessed that the magic must be in the remarkable-looking red pebble, where indeed it was. To make a test, he put the pebble on the ground and said, "I wish it would rain again." And nothing happened. But when he said the same thing, holding the pebble in his hoof, the sky turned black, there was lightning and a clap of thunder, and the rain came shooting down. He wished the sunshine back in the sky, and he wished a wart on his hind fetlock would disappear, and it did, and he started home eager to amaze his father and mother with his magic pebble. He could hardly wait to see their faces. Maybe they wouldn't even believe him at first. What a lucky day. From now on, I can have anything I want. My mother and father can have anything they want. My relatives, my friends, and anybody at all can have anything they want. As he was crossing Strawberry Hill, thinking of some of the many, many things he could wish for, he was startled to see a mean, hungry lion. What does a lion say? Yeah, rawr. Looking right at him from behind some tall grass, and he was frightened. If he hadn't been so frightened, he could have made the lion disappear, or he could have wished himself safe at home with his father and his mother. He could have wished the lion would turn into a butterfly or a daisy or a gnat. He could have wished many things, but he panicked and couldn't think carefully. "I wish I were a rock," he said, and he became a rock. And the lion came bounding over, sniffed the rock 100 times, walked around it, and went away confused, perplexed, puzzled, and bewildered. "I saw that little donkey as clear as day. Maybe I'm going crazy," he muttered. And there was Sylvester, a rock on Strawberry Hill with a magic pebble lying right beside him on the ground. He was unable to pick it up. "Oh, how I wish I were myself again," he thought, and nothing happened. He had to be touching the pebble to make the magic work, but there was nothing he could do about it. His thoughts began to race like mad. He was scared and worried, and being helpless, he felt hopeless, and he imagined all the possibilities and realized that his only chance of becoming himself again was for someone to find the red pebble and to wish that the rock next to it would become a donkey. Someone would surely find the red pebble. It was so bright and shiny, but what on earth would make someone wish that the rock were a donkey? The chance was 1 in a billion at best. Sylvester fell asleep. What else could he do? Night came with many stars. Meanwhile, back at home, Mr. and Miss Duncan paced the floor, frantic with worry. Sylvester had never come home late for dinner. Where could he be? They stayed up all night wondering what had happened, expecting that Sylvester would surely turn up by morning. But he didn't, of course. Mrs. Duncan cried a lot, and Mr. Duncan did his best to soothe her. Both longed to have their dear son with them. "I will never scold Sylvester as long as I live," said Mrs. Duncan, "no matter what he does." Oh, I bet they miss him a lot. I bet they're scared, too. At dawn, they went about inquiring or asking of all their neighbors. They talked to all the children, the puppies, the kittens, the colts, the piglets. None of them had seen Sylvester since the day before yesterday. They went to the police, and the police could not find their child. All the dogs in Oatsdale went searching for him. They sniffed behind every rock and tree and blade of grass and into every nook and gully in the neighborhood and beyond, but they found not a scent of him. They sniffed on the rock on Strawberry Hill, but it smelled like a rock. It didn't smell like Sylvester. After a month of searching the same places over and over again, inquiring of the same animals over and over again, Mr. and Miss Duncan no longer knew what to do. They concluded that something dreadful or something terrible had happened, and they would never see their son again. though all the time he was less than a mile away. They tried their best to be happy, to go about their usual ways, but their usual ways included Sylvester, and they were always reminded of him. They were miserable. Life had no meaning for them anymore. Night followed day and day followed night over and over again. Sylvester on the hill woke up less and less often. When he was awake, he was only hopeless and unhappy. He felt he would be a rock forever. And he tried to get used to it. He went for an endless sleep. The days grew colder, and fall came with the leaves changing color. Then the leaves fell, and the grass bent down to the ground. Then it was winter, and the winds blew this way and that, and it snowed. Mostly the animals stayed indoors, living on the food they had stored up. One day a wolf sat on the rock that was Sylvester and howled because he was hungry. Then the snow melted, the earth warmed up in the spring, and the spring sun, and all things budded. Leaves were on the trees again, and flowers showed their young faces. One day in May, Mr. Duncan insisted that his wife go with him on a picnic. Let's cheer up and let's try to live again and be happy, even though Sylvester, our angel, is no longer with us. And they went to Strawberry Hill. Mrs. Duncan sat down on the rock. The warmth of his own mother sitting on him woke Sylvester from his deep winter sleep. How he wanted to shout, "Mother, Father, it's me, Sylvester, I'm right here." But he couldn't talk. He had no voice. He was stone dumb. Mr. Duncan walked aimlessly about while Mrs. Duncan set out the picnic food on the rock. Alfalfa sandwiches, pickled oats, sassafras salad, Timothy compote. Suddenly, Mr. Duncan saw the red pebble. "What a fantastic pebble!" he exclaimed. Sylvester would have loved it for his collection, and he put the pebble on the rock. They sat down to eat, and Sylvester was now as wide awake as a donkey that was a rock could possibly be. Mrs. Duncan felt some mysterious excitement. "You know, Father," she said suddenly, "I have the strangest feeling that our dear Sylvester is still alive and not far away." I am, Sylvester wanted to shout, but he couldn't. If only he had realized that this pebble resting on his back was the magic pebble. "Oh, how I wish he were here with us on this lovely May day," said Mrs. Duncan. Mr. Duncan looked sadly at the ground. "Don't you wish it too, Father?" she said. And he looked at her as if to say, "How can you ask such a question?" Mr. and Mrs. Duncan looked at each other with great sorrow. "I wish I were myself again. I wish I were my real self again," thought Sylvester. And in less than an instant, he was. You can imagine the scene that followed. The embraces, the kisses, the questions, the answers, the loving looks, and the fond exclamations. When they had eventually calmed down a bit and had gotten home, Mr. Duncan put the magic pebble in an iron safe. Someday they might want to use it, but really for now, what more could they wish for? They had all that they wanted. The end. Nice listening to the story. I wonder, if you had a magic pebble, what is something you would wish for? Yep. New Spider-Man toys. A lot of Spider-Man toys. Yep. A new dollhouse. Those are awesome. Awesome. Yep. Somebody wanted a new stuffed bear. I like stuffed bears. They're nice and soft and cuddly. I would wish for a bowling ball, but I've got a bowling ball right here. Well, that was great. Listen, that is such a good story. That's one of my favorites. Oh, somebody was asking me about my socks. Today, these are my record player socks. These are some of my favorite socks. But yes, thank you for asking. I do like my record player socks. I want to go outside and take a little walk because sometimes it helps if I can go outside and smell the trees and I like how it smells after it's rained. So, but it did rain and it's really, really wet outside. So I've got 3 things here, and one of this will help us when it's wet outside. So let me see. I've got a screwdriver. Got a pair of boots. And a flashlight. So which of these things do you think would help us if it was wet and muddy outside? No, I think you're right. The boot, yes. The boots would help us if it's muddy. A screwdriver is very useful, but it doesn't do much with mud. If it were dark outside, I would say the flashlight would probably be a very good choice to have. But yeah, when it's muddy outside, I think we need to wear our boots so we don't ruin our good shoes. Well, thank you so much for joining us at the carpet time right now. We are going to take a little break, and in a minute we're going to go outside and go for a walk out in the muddy ground and see if we can find, I think I've got a pond out back. So we're going to see if we can find that. Again, thank you for joining us, and I hope to see you again here tomorrow.